Alright everybody, I'm Matty Van Halen and I've been living in this van over 3 years.
Hey guys, I am Kevin with the Nomoc Experience. I've been in a van for a year, last January. YouTube channel is what I do for work now, the Nomoc Experience, and I travel with 2 dogs. This is Bella. And you guys already met Barrett, he was the one licking my face. She's a rescue. I've had her for about 4 years and I've had him since the puppy 7 years ago.
Nice.
And what else did you want to know from me, Gina?
Well, I think we'll get a bunch of it in the restaurant.
Alrighty, stay tuned for that video.
All right, guys, we are here today with 2 of my favorites, the Nomoc Experience and Matty Van Halen.
You're Matty Van Halen. You put your thumbs up when she said Nomoc Experience.
Honest,
No,
guys,
I'm the Nomoc Experience.
they're just drinking Pepsi, so they're not.
Yeah,
they're
That's
not.
what you think.
Right on. So, guys, tell me, Matty, how long have you been in your van and doing van life?
3 years and 3 months.
3 years and 3 months. What about you, Noah?
January 1st at the strike of midnight, 2021, I put the keys in my door and I locked it, and I've been in the van since then.
I remember that.
We just let him out to come have pizza today.
I know. I'm so glad you did. Thanks. Tell me, Matty, I'll ask you first, what is the downsides to van life? You've been doing it 3 years, so what are your downsides?
Well, you got to get used to spending a lot of time alone.
There you go.
That would be the first thing. Other than that, it's just parking overnight. You know, it depends on what area of the country you're in, or what country you're in. In some places it's simple, and some places a little difficult. Like last night, getting run out of the Walmart, you know.
Yeah, here in Grants Pass, guys, do not park at the Walmart, so you know. But now the first part of your van life, you worked full time, so you had to stay in the city.
Mm-hmm. Had to park on residential streets, some Walmarts that will let you,
Right.
and they're eventually closing all those down.
Right, right.
And you just, industrial parks, you know.
So now I remember watching a couple of your episodes where I think maybe you went on a date or you met a girl at a party. Is dating in a van difficult?
It's not going to happen much. You're going to get the one and you're done. Okay? That's going to be pretty much it.
Now, Nomoc, what about you? You said how long you've been in the van. What's your downsides to van life?
There aren't a lot. I guess the problems that come along with van life are just so small, I don't even qualify them as problems. Showering, before I bought a portable shower and now this shower tent, showering was always at a gym. Or when I stopped at a friend's house or a family and things like that. So showering was always a little bit difficult, but I'm learning other ways to shower. The dogs are probably the most time consuming. It's not difficult because I love them so much.
Right.
They've got to go out multiple times a day.
Right.
You got to always be in a temperature friendly area.
Right.
So if I were working and living in Ohio, where I'm from, living inside of a van, what I would be doing now when the temperature gets above, say, 75 degrees during the day, I would be taking them to doggy daycares.
Oh,
so
there you go.
So it'd cost me probably $200 a week for 2 dogs.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
expensive.
Ooh,
So,
wow.
you know, so that's, what, $800 a month? If I do the math right.
Right, right. So a question I get a lot is, you know, is going to the bathroom a problem? Guys, it's just like going to the bathroom anywhere. You just use a bucket, or you stop somewhere at a station. You know, it's no different. The bathroom problem is not a problem.
Yeah, the bathroom and the shower, that's the least of your problem.
Exactly.
That's the easiest part.
Right.
For me, it was just the parking was a problem in the beginning. Then once I got it figured out, it was not a problem living in the city of Nashville, because you learn the area.
Right.
But when
Love
you're traveling, you go to a new city, those problems start over again.
Yeah, just
you know?
so I've been from Washington State to Florida and all the way around, and it's amazing how different it is here on the west side of the country than the east side of the country.
Yes.
Florida is not van dweller happy
So
at all.
what about up the East Coast? Is that very friendly?
I didn't have a whole lot of trouble in Virginia, but mainly what I did since I was always traveling is I would stay at truck stops,
Right.
like Love's gas stations and things like that, because I knew that was a zero hassle policy. But when I was in Florida traveling down south to do some filming down there, there were signs everywhere, no overnight parking. So, but over here on the west side of the country, there's BLM there.
We got a few of the downsides out of the way. What is your plus sides to van life? Give me a couple of those, Matty.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Less expensive. Well, let me put a caveat on that. Gas is crazy right now.
Yeah,
Right.
we just spent a month's worth of rent traveling from Texas to here.
That's what I was wondering, if gas prices, and so you guys know, these guys have headed across the states to the West Coast, so gas prices were pretty rough coming across.
Yeah.
Texas was okay.
The cheapest was in Georgia. I left out of Columbus, Georgia.
Right.
And they had just removed their gas tax. Their legislature had just stopped that.
Perfect timing.
So that was like $3.60 a gallon.
$3.60 a
And
gallon.
the further I went west, the more expensive it got. Nevada, it was over $5 a gallon.
Woo!
Nevada is just as bad as California prices.
Wow.
California prices that I saw when we first got in, it was $5.60 a gallon.
So freedom, inexpensive because you don't have to pay your rent. But now, isn't it wise to have a backup fund in case you have a major breakdown?
You got to.
Yeah.
You've got to. I mean, your transmission could drop tomorrow.
Right. And that's you're looking at 5,000 there probably, huh?
And if you don't have a backup savings plan,
Yeah, you're in
you're
trouble.
going to be like a lot of people you see along the city there that broke down, didn't have a plan,
Right.
and now they're asking for a handout.
Right.
To,
Right.
To get daily things to live on. You know?
Right. Right. We talked about having a fund on the backup. Did you guys find that insurance was? Did you have trouble getting insurance? Because I did. Because one, I have a bread truck, but when I said the word conversion, totally, I got shut out by probably 20 insurance companies, and it took me forever to find somebody. And I learned not to say too much, not to say conversion.
I just don't tell them.
Right.
So
Only in the need-to-know basis.
Yeah, when I got insurance with this van here, I actually switched insurance companies. It was cheaper to do it. And they just asked me, the vehicle, I told them, Ram ProMaster 1500. And they ask you, how much do you drive per year? And my answer was, I don't know. I don't have any idea. And she goes, well, do you think you would drive 10,000, 20,000? I said, really? It varies. I have no idea. And she goes, well, we'll just put you down for 10,000.
Oh, there you go.
So I didn't tell her.
Right.
She told me and put it down. So
Right.
You don't got to. Insurance companies they're a pill. So at least they know they're not going to. If you build a van out, they're not going to insure the inside of the van anyway.
Right. Exactly.
So why tell?
Yeah, I didn't mention anything. They know I have a cargo van.
A cargo van,
And
yeah.
whatever in it, I just try not to have a lot of valuable things in there. I've got cheap,
Right.
like my bed platforms, plywood.
Right.
My cabinetry is Sterilite.
Right.
But here's a very good. You can get homeowners insurance on things inside your vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah. Comprehensive is, yeah.
Like you would have at an apartment.
Right. Right.
Like renter's insurance that would cover your furniture.
Right.
I don't have any furniture worth covering. My refrigerator.
I got some 2x4s, man.
My refrigerator is the most valuable thing in my life.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, now I have to go along with that too. In my van, my fridge is the most valuable thing, for sure. Do you guys prefer to stay in town or in the country?
Country.
I don't want. I'm going to avoid the cities
Much as possible.
As I can. Yeah.
So when you're traveling, you try not to stop in a city when you're going across the state. You try to hit a boondocking or a rest area.
Even when we were sleeping overnight at truck stop, we would stay up one way out of town.
There you go.
And what's interesting too about that question is this whole myth of stealth.
Yeah.
I think stealth was created for two reasons: the stealth camping.
Cool
for
word.
van lifers.
Cool word.
I think it was for content, and also people were in this mindset that you don't want people to know you're living in your van,
Right.
which is fine. But I think that if you're staying in the cities or even suburbs, you want people to know that you're in your van, because then they won't break into it.
Right. Right.
Put a sign on the outside. I'm in here.
Yeah.
Right.
Me and two dogs.
What's the worst? Right. I'm here. What is the scariest moment you've ever had, or have you had a scary moment living in your van?
There was a break-in right next to where I was parking in an industrial park one night.
Ooh.
Yeah, I woke up and heard it going on. It was a guy breaking into a store, and I called the police, and they never showed up.
And they never showed up?
Yeah.
This in Nashville.
Yeah, industrial park in Nashville. He was prying through the window on the door and everything, trying to break into it was a store that sold rims and specialty rims for cars, you know, those tricked out rims.
Right.
He was around the back trying to break into the place. And I called the cops, said, hey, I'm witnessing a break-in. You know, we'll send a guy by, patrolman by.
Tomorrow.
Never showed up. I just went on back to bed.
Right. Right. Well, I've been watching Matty for a while, and I was scared for him during the tornado in Nashville. Yeah, that wasn't scary to you?
Yeah. That's when I could fit into the parking garage.
Yeah.
Now I can't because my van's too tall with the solar on top.
I was like, dude, I don't know if the parking garage is a good spot. That's what I'm thinking when I'm watching.
It's the best place.
You think?
Yeah.
It's not going down.
True, true.
Probably not the best to be in an earthquake.
No.
But the best to be in a tornado.
So what about you, Kevin? Have you had a scary moment in the van?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's when I took my dogs for a walk. I was visiting a friend of mine, Sam, in Tacoma, Washington. Everybody knows him as Sam the Adventure Man on YouTube. And he lives on a boat at a marina. And I came over, we had breakfast at a diner half an hour away. And I had beat him back to his boat because he got stuck in a traffic jam. And I just took the dogs for a 10-minute walk waiting for Sam to get back. And when I came back to my van, it was broken into.
Oh.
Yeah, Sam actually found it with the door open and the window broken. All they took was my gas generator.
Right.
A quick grab, because that was in the front seat. So it being in the front seat actually saved me from them rummaging through my van. Good thing that the dogs were with me, because if they would have broken into the van with the dogs, one, they wouldn't have gotten anything, but the window would have been open.
And yeah, we've gotten out. Right.
So that's definitely the scariest moment. So now that's affected my van life wherever I go. So now it's either a buddy system when I go inside to go shopping, or I'll just go in 3 different times, 10 minutes at a time.
Right. Oh yeah, I never thought of that.
We did that today at Walmart. He parked his van right in front of mine. I stayed in my van because I was catching up on emails and things like that. He goes in and does his shopping, so I keep an eye on his van and his dogs until he gets back. Then when he gets back, I go in and do my shopping.
Right.
A subscriber.
That's a great way to do it.
A subscriber pointed out something very strategically. What you do is you just take a Bluetooth speaker and you turn on a movie with your window blinds up so they can't see in, and they just assume somebody's in there.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to start doing that too when I'm by myself.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Actually,
Property crime is a big deal right now.
Oh yeah, for sure it is. So you guys are caravanning. Now you've both traveled alone across country. Which do you like? Do you like the caravan situation? I mean, do you like caravanning?
Who's going first?
I'll go. So, yes and no. It depends on who you're caravanning.
Right.
Matty and I never discuss strategy.
Right.
But we have such similar carefree personalities.
Right.
That if I'm leading, I just set the cruise control, and he either is way behind me or he's next to me, and he decides.
Right.
He knows that I'm always going to be at 70 miles an hour. Now, when he was leading, same thing.
Right.
I'd be a half a mile back. As long as the person doesn't complain.
Right.
You know, it's a good part.
And they don't have to stop pee every hour.
Right.
That would be a problem.
Walkie-talkie, so he'll call me on the walkie-talkie once in a great while and say, hey, pull over to the next rest stop.
Right.
You know, I have caravan with somebody where it's like babysitting.
Yeah, I enjoyed caravanning up the coastline with Meant to Be because we were kind of like what you said you two are. We were both on the same page, you know, not stopping all the time, and we kind of had the same idea of how far we wanted to drive.
Right.
Now, are you guys a hurry up and get there, or you take your time and stop and enjoy what you see?
On this particular trip, we've been hurry up and get there.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing 10 to 12 hour driving a day.
Right.
To go ahead and knock it out.
Right.
And that way we're in the area.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for several months.
Nice. You're going to love Oregon.
Making short trips from here out.
There you go.
The big trip is done.
Yeah, there you go. You guys are going to love the coast. I know he already knows that, but you're going to be in awe. You're going to have a hard time driving because you'll be wanting like to look around. It's beautiful. Yeah. The coast.
That's another good thing about caravanning, which you don't have to answer that question, is that when you caravan with somebody who's familiar with the area or has some sites they love, he's going to see stuff that half of it is stuff that he would have seen on his own.
Yep.
Another half is stuff that I discovered just because I took a right instead of going left.
So you like caravanning then too?
Yeah. I made a video about this time I would wanted to spend less alone time.
Right.
Now I like my alone time.
Right.
But it got ridiculous there for a while.
Right.
You know,
that's where
out in the
loneliness.
desert.
Everybody wonders about loneliness. Yeah.
You have to be okay with being alone to get into van life.
Yes. You have to love yourself.
Yeah.
That is a for sure thing.
Because you're going to get a large dose of yourself. It's
Yeah.
not like having a house where you can invite somebody over just to watch, you know,
No.
Grey's Anatomy or whatever somebody's into.
Right.
You can't invite somebody over to your van and chill because they take up 20% of the free space that's in there.
Right. Right.
And the oxygen.
Right.
And
Right.
God forbid they fart.
And
We're going to need that oxygen.
So you plan on being in the Northwest for a few months. What's some spots you guys are looking at to go check out?
I don't know anything about it.
Anything about
It's
it?
all going to be a surprise to
A
me.
Crater Lake is a must for you. I will tell you
Okay,
that.
that's on the list then.
We're going to do that in June for 022 because we're going to be so
Right,
close.
you're right by it. Yeah.
So I'm going to, if he wants to come the whole way, I 100% like to have him there. If he wants to go on his own way, but my plan is just bouncing up the 101 all the way to Forks, Washington. So in Oregon you got Brookings, which has the Samuel H. Boardman Scenic Byway.
Yep.
And then you got my favorite spot on the planet is Myers Beach North.
Myers Beach is awesome.
20 miles away from Brookings.
Yep.
And then, but the whole 101 all the way up to Canada is beautiful. And then we got Yachats, which is right after Brookings, about a couple hours. And inside Yachats, you got Thor's Well, Devil's Churn, and then you go more north of Yachats, and you got Devil's Punch Bowl. And then
Devil's Punch Bowl is awesome.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm going to film those on time-lapse videos of the actual
Oh, there you
high
go.
tide coming in. And then after that, you've got Astoria, which Goonies.
Oh yeah, the
So I'm going
Goonies.
to take them, and then right after we finish Oregon, we're going to do Washington. And Long Island in Washington is my second favorite spot. It's called Oysterville.
Uh-huh.
It's a very historic old town, and the founders of that town and descendants still live there in the original houses. And I interviewed one of them in a video that I did, and she told me the whole life story of all of it. But that town, how small it is,
Right.
how original it is, I can't wait to show Matt that because it's you're stepping back into 1856.
Right on, right on. 022 meetup is coming in June 10th to the 17th. Are you guys going to be there?
What town is that nearest?
Here, about an hour.
It's in this area?
Well, it's about an hour from here.
Yeah, between here and Crater Lake.
Yeah.
I had called the number. I had the phone in my hand to make a reservation, and something happened and distracted me, and I never ended up.
I don't
making
know
the
if there's
reservation.
spots left,
So I
but-
don't think there'll be any spots left now.
But you can put an extra vehicle in certain spots, and there's a bunch of us there. A bunch of YouTubers are going to be there. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. And not far from there's other campgrounds that are like more boondocking, not boondocking, but dry campgrounds, I believe, not too far from there. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me and talking.
You gotta thank us. It's definitely something that I want to do. So
Awesome.
thanks
Awesome.
for lunch.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys came and hang out. And again, guys, this is Matty Van Halen and the Nomoc Experience. So check him out. Hit him up. Subscribe to him. And as Matty says, be well and smash that bell. And I'll catch you guys later.